Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news. It's big, it's mad, it's going to be a crazy week, and a bid has gone in for Alex Telles, and Manchester United have expressed an interest in Ismail Sarr, amongst many other things as well that we will be talking about. So a couple of stories to bring you that have sort of broken the last half an hour. The Alex Telles bid, which we'll start off with. But can I just say this? I've just finished watching Liverpool beat Arsenal comfortably. Liverpool have got 9 points. Everybody else has dropped points already, whether it's Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Spurs. Everyone's dropped points already, and Liverpool have got a 100% record. They are well and truly favourites to win their 20th title. The same as what we are. Man United, 20 times, Man United, right? Liverpool are basically going to walk towards it. They're not even going to have to break sweat. And I tonight am watching Liverpool do that, thinking, my God, we are going to put up about as much fight as a water pistol against a volcano here. And instead of getting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priority signing, who wants to come to the club, Jadon Sancho, there's this story that we're going for Ismail Sarr. Now, whatever you think about this, whatever you think about Sarr, however upset you are that we might not go for Sancho, just put this into mind. Forget Sarr. Forget Sancho, forget Solskjaer, forget tactics, forget results. Just focus on the thing that matters. Manchester United Football Club and our biggest rival, Liverpool. This season is only 3 games old, and already you can see that Liverpool are going to equal our record. You would think that Manchester United Football Club would be hurting about that and thinking, we've got to go and get Sancho. We've got to try and get these players in to try and stop Liverpool. Although it's hard, we've got to try and stop. We are already putting the white flag up if we don't get Sancho and think about getting Sarr. And that's the football club that you're meant to go, oh, well, let's give Sarr a chance. It might work out. Piss off. That is a white flag with all the evidence that we've got. Liverpool are going to win 20 times. Nothing's going to stop them. Nothing is going to stop them. And we're definitely not going to stop them if we don't go and get the best players for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If we go and get Ismail Sarr, that is a white flag from these owners. And you want to keep putting money in their pocket, and you want to keep talking about sacking managers when they've just gone like that to you. If that happens, that's what they're doing to you. That would be a bloody... I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen. What I'm saying is it'd be a bloody disgrace. Like, what does our history mean? Nothing then. You know, we 20 times Man United, right? Liverpool are going to equal that. Next season, they'll probably go past that. What are we doing? This is why Sancho has to happen. Not because he'll stop Liverpool, but at least it's a message of intent to the fans that love this football club. Just had a put joint with Bob Marley. He sang this song to me. We got Donny van der Beek, so every little thing going to be all right, says Paminda. Sounds great in your world. Anyway, let's start off with the Telles news. So this is coming from The Guardian, that Manchester United have put their first official bid in for Alex Telles. It's around £12 million. Porto want around £80 million, but there's confidence that United will get a deal done for the cheaper price because Telles wants to come. He's out of contract in the summer and Porto desperately needs some money. So it looks like there's a bit of advancement on the Telles deal. I mean, to be honest, I don't really give a shit about... I mean, I am a bit pissed off. I'm not happy. I'm always angry after a Liverpool result because they played so well. They're so dominant. They've got such a good coach. They've got such a good team. They've got such good players. He's been backed with a couple of good players as well. He's got such a good board. They've got such a good scouting network. They never get injured. They just annoy me because they're so good. And they're our biggest rival. And we're just so bad in every area. It just annoys me. I'm always in a bad mood after a Liverpool result. But no, Telles would be a good signing. But what I don't give a shit about is the fact that, 12 million or 15 million, is that 3 million? It's only going in the Glazers' pocket, is it? It's not like we're going to use it to buy up a Meccano or anything like that. So, I mean, I wish they'd just get this deal done. But, United will be high-fiving each other because they've saved a little bit of money. Do you think COVID could lead to the Glazers selling, says Gordon Murray? Nope, I don't think they will. It's a cash cow and they intend to milk it. Roy Benger makes a very good point. Mark, it's already a disgrace. We should have had Sancho in already. Sarr and King, final day signings, says Daniel Clark. It makes you want to cry. I don't think it's going to happen. I still think we're going to sign Jadon Sancho, by the way. And the Guardian say that United are looking to put that bid in for Jadon Sancho. But to be honest with you, Jan Argefjortoft has said, the bid won't be enough. It won't be a good enough bid. It will get turned down. And you can believe all the spin that United are putting out there, but it's a low bid. It's too low. So, what I do feel a bit stressed. I do feel a bit deflated, and I do feel a bit concerned because I still think we're going to do the deal. But look, as I've always said, 10% doesn't, 90% is not 100%. And the only reason I'm not 100% is because I don't trust this board. And I don't think they respect the fans. And I think they would do something stupid like pull out of a Sancho deal and go and get Sarr. I think they're that thick. They're that thick to do that. I mean, look, with all due respect to Ismail Sarr, no, I'm not even going to have any respect. He's just nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough for Manchester United in what we need to do. Especially when you've got Jadon Sancho who wants to come to the club. It's a joke. I said it before. It's like you're trying to get Van Dijk and you end up with bloody Chris Smalling. There's a world of difference. A world of difference. I'm not going to be disrespectful to Sarr and call him Phil Jones, but there's a world of difference between Van Dijk and Chris Smalling. We need a Van Dijk. And that's what we need. We actually do need a Van Dijk, to be fair. I'd rather Dan James over Sarr. Pointless signing, says Sean Turner. I mean, it's a risk signing. That's what it is. It's a risk. And also, the story comes from the Telegraph, and it basically says United are looking at Sarr as an alternative to Sancho. It wouldn't be a loan deal. It would be 40 million. 40 million, and that would be it. That would be it. That would be our right wing solution. If you spend £40 million on a right winger, more than we spent on Donny van der Beek, that's our right wing. We're never getting Sancho. Don't think we're going to get Sancho next summer. That's probably what the spin would be. We're getting Sarr now, and we'll have a look at Sancho next sim. Will you bollocks? If you spend £40 million on Sarr, you ain't never going back to Dortmund for Sancho. So you know what? Let's see what happens with that. I don't think it will happen. I don't think United are stupid enough to do that, but you never know. You never know. But it is a little bit worrying that these Sarr things are now starting to hit the British press, because somebody said to me on the watch along, they said maybe United are putting that out there to scare Dortmund. The only thing that's going to do is kill Dortmund of laughter. They wanted Sancho and they're buying Ismail Sarr. Do you think Dortmund would look for Sarr to replace Sancho? Never in a bloody year. No, never in a million years. Sarr is a left winger. United's network is corrupted. Says Abdi. He plays off. He doesn't. He plays off the right wing, to be fair. And Liverpool have a better centre back partnership. You're having a laugh, mate. I mean, I wouldn't have even bothered typing that. And they are stupid enough to do it, says JT. Yeah, I probably should have took that back, to be honest. Thanks for the super chats, Mark. For a couple of weeks now, says Jordan Such, I've had a feeling something like this could happen. We put in a bid for Sancho knowing it will be rejected so they can say we tried. I would not be shocked if we ended up with Sarr. Jordan, I don't even know what I would do. Joking apart, I don't know what I would do, because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It would not be a joke to not get Sancho and then buy Ismail Sarr. It wouldn't be a joke. It would be... I'm fuming. I can feel the fume inside me because I have to act the scenario out. I don't think it will happen, but I have to imagine the scenario. And I'm fuming. I'm absolutely bloody fuming if that happens. I'll lose my shit big time. I'll be petulant or not, I will lose it. That to me would be handing Liverpool the 20th title for the next, and the 21st and the 22nd. We're not getting nowhere near Liverpool. It would be the ultimate white flag for the next 5 years. Sancho's 20 years of age and he's one of the best players in the world at his age group. You get him, you show, not that we're going to win the league this year, but we might do it in the next 2 or 3 years. We might be able to build to that. You don't get Sancho and you go and get a Sarr. Forget it. We're just Arsenal for the next 10 years. Mark, if the Glazers end up sacking Ollie, Martial, Pogba, Rashford, etc., will surely want to go. We're going to be in the third, fourth manager. No success in the future. New rebuild. I'm heartbroken by this club, and so are they, says Christian. And Loz Collins says, hi Mark, love the channel, but I don't know how you're so positive after Sancho have so little time now, says Loz Collins. I tell you what, if they bought Ismail Sarr and they didn't get Jadon Sancho, I would be looking at Man United Supporters Trust. I would be looking at the Red Army. I would be looking at all these, Man United fans who love this club and have supported this club for years, and I would be saying, what are we going to do then? We should be saying that anyway, but what are we going to do then? Because there is no ambition at this football club. So why are you all following it around? Why are you all backing it? Why are you all happy that you've got your little section to sing? What are we doing? Because they are taking the absolute piss. Where is the ambition? There's a white flag going up from this ownership if they don't deliver Jadon Sancho this week. That is the most definitive sentence I can say. There is a white flag going up from this football club if we don't get Jadon Sancho this week. and I've said that for weeks and weeks before, the statement it sends out if they don't deliver that player is the biggest statement they've sent out in the 15 years they've been in charge of us. It would be absolutely obvious that all they really want, and everyone knows this anyway, but all they really, really want, not even hinting at it, that they want to try and be successful on the pitch. We don't want to be successful on the pitch. We just want your money. That's what we want. So something would have to be done at the end of the day. So Alex Telles' bid goes in. Around £12 million. Let's see what happens with that. That's coming from The Guardian. And The Guardian also do say that a bid will go in for Jadon Sancho. But how that bid will play out, if it's a low bid that gets rejected and United say, well, we tried, and it's all a plan to then go and get a cheap, inferior player in an Ismail Sarr. If it plays like that out like that this week, it's enough to boil the blood. Hi Mark, love the channel. I'm just worried that if we don't get Sancho, people will forget about the Glazers and Woodward and start blaming Ollie, says Cam Moon. Well, you know, it's down to your own intelligence to not do that, isn't it? And well, thanks for the super chat from Ronnie Chinianga. Appreciate that. Like you said, Mark, if you don't think Sancho's coming, then why is there not more anger, says Coach Lauren. Exactly. If you don't think Sancho's coming, you should be absolutely losing your mind. You should be going furious. You should be... You know, I still think he's coming. I will be furious if it doesn't happen, but I still think he's going to come. But if you genuinely think he's not happening, I don't know why you're not losing your shit. You know, if I were Ollie in the board, give me Sarr, I'd immediately hand in my resignation. Would you? Says Carlos. Yeah, I would, because I'll tell you now, if they deliver David Brooks or Ismail Sarr to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you're done, mate. You are done. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not Christmas. Maybe you'll survive another season, but you're done. You ain't got a team. That team ain't never going to get close to Liverpool or Man City with Ismail Sarr in it. And you didn't get a centre-back either. You're having a bloody laugh. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's two priority positions going into this transfer window was Jadon Sancho and a centre-back. He's got neither at the moment. Imagine if he just got Sarr and no centre-back. That, you know, it's a big up yours. It's a lack of support. I hope United have Jens Hogg on shortlist. Would be bad if Dortmund or other take him. He would be a great winger that can push for a spot. He can also play into the number 10 and maybe the number 9 role, says Vaf. And remember, Mark, that United always get... Elliot Cole says that Sarr is better than nothing. Well, I don't think it is better than nothing, Elliot, because if you do buy a David Brooks or a Sarr, then that's your right winger for the next 5 years. There is no Sancho next summer when you spend £40 million on somebody. That's not what United do. If United spend on a position, that's the position you're getting. You know, there's no 80, you know, there's no £100 million right winger coming in next summer when you've spent £40 million on one this year. It's gone. It's over. And Ismail Sarr's never going to be one of the world's best right wingers. So we ain't never doing anything. It's over. Over. If that happens. I'm just checking out if there's any other news coming in, because we're sort of in that area now in the next sort of 10 minutes where the news for the night starts to come in, so we might get something. Fabrizio has tweeted, but unfortunately it's nothing to do with Manchester United. Maybe he will do one on United in the next few minutes. But and I mean, to be honest with you, it's interesting that The Guardian are saying that a bid has gone in for Telles as well, because normally Fabrizio would be the person to sort of break that. So I don't know whether we should take that with a pinch of salt. I mean, look, this transfer window this week can go one of two ways. It can be a really exciting one, or it can be an absolute disaster of one, and that we're going to have to judge that over the next week. I mean, what I would say also about Liverpool is, well, I mean, Thiago didn't play for Liverpool today, but he came on against Chelsea and he looked very good, didn't he? And then Jota came on for Liverpool today and looked like he'd settled in straight away. And you think, bloody hell, you know, Liverpool don't need this. They don't, you know, they don't need that level of players settling in that quick, but they just seem to settle in really, really quick. And it's just madness. It's madness. They're already the best team in England, and they go and produce signings like that just automatically just drop into the team. And of course, a lot of that's to do with the coaching. I do totally agree with that, but it's just mad. It's mad how ill prepared we are in this season, and you just wonder what's going on. You really, really do. Apparently DiMarzio said something about Josh King. I can't see anything about DiMarzio tweeting about Josh King. I mean, most of it's in Italian, to be honest with you, but I can't see anything in there. Let's just see. Torino have opened talks with Bournemouth to sign Joshua King. Negotiations are on. That's from Romano via DiMarzio. Bloody hallelujah. There's a bit of bloody hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Love it. Torino want Josh King. Well, at least that's a little bit of good news then. Transfer for King. Check DiMarzio says Omar K. Well, that is a little bit of positivity. We've got a little bit of positivity there. Torino want Josh King because we bloody don't. I hope, and a couple of super chats here. I will only be happy if we sign him and Sancho, then Greenwood rotate with Martial. We're not signing Sancho and Sarr, Dazu. We're Manchester United, mate. We're not signing two players in one position for 130 million quid. I'm with you, Mark. 90% club. Cheers from Iceland, says Husvak's finest. And also, Ollie's trying to be ambitious and build something, and these lots want him out. If we don't get Sancho, agenda fans will forget about Glazers and Woodward, and will be calling for Ollie's head, says Ninja. Well, I won't allow that to happen. I won't allow that to happen. And I hope some people will be with me on that. If United dare to go and get an inferior product for our manager, then I will shout it from the rooftops after every single game. And I think every other United fan should. I think whether you're Ollie in, Ollie out, Ollie shake it all about. The reality is the board have let another manager down if they don't deliver the player that he wants, that wants to come to us, who would be on paper one of the best players in the world. So you've got to go and do that. You've got to do that, and I hope that they do. I really do, because Tellez is all well and good, but we're Manchester United. I need to see signings that show progression. I need to see signings that make us better. And as I said, I've seen that tonight. Jota comes on the left-hand side for Liverpool, and this has always worried me about Liverpool. Liverpool have got Mane and Salah. They never get injured. And I've always thought, I wonder what would happen if Mane got injured for like 4 months, or Salah got injured for 4 months. Well, today I've seen they've got bloody Jota, who would come on and score goals, and probably, there would be no drop-off at all. Klopp is building a dynasty there. Nobody's getting anywhere near it. And that dynasty isn't just going to be 20 times. It could be 21 times, 22 times. Surpasses very, very quickly. I've seen United under Sir Alex bounce off 3 Premier League titles in the blink of an eye in a row. So, welcome to Cam Moon, latest member of the Nightstand Members Club. And Fab tweet about Andreas Pereira, says Joshua Bowwater. You see, it's all starting to come in a bit now. It's this time of night. We'll stay live for a little bit. Please smash a like on the video. Andreas Pereira from Manchester United to Lazio. Here we go. Total agreement reached on a loan with buy option of 27 million euros. Salary will be shared. Medical this week. I mean, that's good and bad in a way, because it's good that Andreas Pereira is gone. But his salary is about 30 grand a week. So we're still paying 15 grand a week. So we're not shaving a lot off our wage bill anyway, because he's not on a massive amount of money. If he flops, he's back next summer. I mean, the good thing is he's not going to play any game time. That's the good thing. But with, from a financials point of view, no money's coming in, and we're not really saving a lot on the salary. The positive is, he's not part of Ollie's plans. I think that's the positive on that. It's not a financial thing. It's just getting rid of a player that Ollie's obviously had enough of. And I think, if we're talking about Pereira respectfully for a moment, there was a time, and I'll put my hands up, there was a time where I said that I thought Andreas Pereira, and look, I said I thought he could be the next James Rodriguez. You play that clip now, I look an idiot. And I take that on the board. But it was 3 or 4 years ago. It was when he'd been on loan at Granada. And he was one of the better players in La Liga that season. He was at Granada. I think Granada got relegated, but Pereira was brilliant. And he was well thought of when he was coming through the youth setup as well, when we brought him in from Belgium. So Pereira just didn't, this is why I always say about younger players, you just never know, because Pereira just didn't become the player I thought he could be. I think Pereira could have been a lot better than he was, but he has been given the opportunities. And I think Solskjaer probably thought like me, there's a player there, and it just hasn't materialised. I remember his goal against Southampton last March, 18 months ago now. Time flies. He's just not kicked on. And what I've always said about Andreas Pereira, and I don't know what you think. I just don't know what Andres Pereira is. I don't know whether he's a Bournemouth player, a Cardiff player, an Everton player, but he ain't a Manchester United player, and it's right that we move him on without a shadow of a doubt. Pre-season Pirlo is gone, says Alec McGuinness. And do you think United have been spreading fake transfer news to show they are doing something, says Abdul Ali. Look, there's going to be a lot of conspiracy theories. If we end up with Ismail Sarr, then, you know, I can't tell people what to think. But if we end up with Ismail Sarr, I think the club and I think the fans need to do something. I think it's too much. It's too much not to back your manager. It's too much to go and buy a player that no top 6 club would really put in their first team. How is that progress? You know, look at what Chelsea have done. Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, and we get Ismail Sarr. You know, Liverpool, Jota and Thiago to a team that's already miles ahead of us, and we get Ismail Sarr. It's not good enough. It's not, and I'd feel sorry for Ismail Sarr, but at the end of the day, it's never going to be directed at him. It's directed at the club. They got to get Jadon Sancho this week. It's already too late to get Jadon Sancho, but at least get it done. If they don't get it done, then something needs to be done. Mark, please collaborate with the Red Army, etc. to organise a protest before the 5th. We beg you, go to them. In Mark we trust, says go. I wish it was that easy, mate. I wish it was that easy. I've told you the story before. The door's always open from us, but they don't want to knock on it. And they won't let us in if we knock on theirs. Hi Mark, do you think Sancho is a great player? Would be great if he'd signed, but really think we need another striker. I believe Wilfred Bonney would be perfect for what you think, mate, says Ricky Barbrook. I think you ruined what could have been a good tweet, a good message there, but thanks for the super chat. Don't know what you're talking about with Wilfred Bonney unless you're having a laugh, because you are having a laugh. There's still news coming in here, so let's keep an eye on that news. It's going to be a busy week, by the way, so make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Get your notifications on. Fabrizio has tweeted, but he hasn't tweeted about United. His last tweet was about West Ham and a player that they've bought. But it's sort of that we're in that sort of area now where people are going to be putting information out. Tellez bid apparently gone in, but this is not from Fabrizio Romano. This is from The Guardian. And I'm just laughing. One of my reactions is being used that Pereira's going. But yeah, I mean, look, you know, just going back to Pereira for a very quick moment. £27 million option to buy isn't terrible. I mean, I think Pereira in Serie A could be a good player. And the great thing about going to Serie A is it's a slower league. And if you do well there, like Smalling, you know, Roma wants Smalling, but other clubs have been sniffing around Smalling. Even Inter have been sniffing about Smalling. So if he goes well and does well for Lazio, I think that Pereira will find a club. I just hope he does well. I wish Pereira all the best. I really do. Mainly because I want to get 25 million for him next summer. But, you know, he ain't worth that, is he? 27 million euros is about 23 million quid. I'd say Pereira's worth 15 top. So that would be good. Be really good if we can get the money. Fabrizio ain't sleeping this week, says Attic. I don't think we're going to be sleeping this week. I think it's going to be very, very busy. So, as I say, subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, make sure you've clicked your bell and got your notifications on, because we could be going live at any time. I mean, we've done 4 videos today. And the thing is, Telegraph, Guardian, Fabrizio, Manchester Evening News, everyone's going to want to be first. And I said this yesterday. And I said it this afternoon as well. There will be 5 deals at least this week. I don't know how many will come in. Probably 2. There'll certainly be 3 or more going out. So it's definitely going to be a busy week. The quality of the deals that we do, I can't tell you that. It could be brilliant. It could be brilliant. You know, we could get a lot of money in and we could spend a lot of money. It could be 2 crap players coming in and crap players out for very little money. But there is going to be a lot of activity. It's the level of that activity. And of course, as many of you said, it's too late as well. Mark, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, James all play bad now, and even Bruno too. Same thing would happen with Sancho. We need a proper coaching staff, says Josu Achieves. Mate, for 2 months in June and July, we played brilliant. For 2 games, we played badly after no pre-season and no transfers coming in. I know which way I know which one I'm going to go with at the moment. I'm going to go with June and July, where we played really, really well against 2 games where some of our players have had COVID, some of them have had no pre-season, and we haven't brought any players in. I'm not going to take those 2 games as the evidence. I'm going to go with June and July. You go with what you want. Come on, score some goals, says LTG about Wilfried Bronny. I don't get this Wilfried Bronny stuff. I think it's a bit childish, but carry on. Fabrizio's tweeted about Pereira, says PS, and we've spoken about it. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka was class last season. Exactly. He was class for... To me, if the season had ended when COVID hit in March, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was our player of the year. He wasn't very good when he came back, but, so, yeah. The reason we can't afford Sancho is because we're paying for Tom Brady at Tampa Bay Buccaneers, says Jason Mishan. Well, maybe there is a deeper meaning there. And imagine we sell and make 40 million and buy Sarr. No Sancho net spend, says Gushaba. And Chong to take up Greenwood forever, says Stephen Lazarus. And Andreas is gone, according to Fabrizio Romano. Yes, he is. And I think people have massively underestimated the job Ollie's got to do, says Coach Lauren. I think you're probably right. And Ahay says, I was with you in the 97% club, but hearing that we're going to put in a low bid really makes me think that we're bidding to say we tried and we're walking away. Can't see any other reason. Yeah, but you know what? United don't normally bid unless they think they're going to get the player as well. So if we're serious, we would have got Sancho after the Palace defeat. They would have taken Luke Shaw's comments on board, says Jordan Such. And why isn't anyone speaking about training? All I see is United's accounts showing our lads chipping balls in bins and foot tennis. What are they learning, says Buster Nuts. Pretty sure Pereira was player of the tournament at the Under-20 World Cup in New Zealand maybe 8 years ago. Never kicked on after that, says Kevin Ryan. And thanks for the contribution, Tor Stormo. And Rambir says, I respect Pereira, who has shown the desire to play football and go away rather than Deadwood like Lingard, Jones, etc. sitting on their salary. Well, I think Pereira has to go for his career. It's not just about, sitting on a salary. He's got to go. And I think he's always been ambitious to do that, even under the Mourinho. He went to Valencia, didn't he? So there is that thing. And also there is that thing that, we had it with Smalling last year. We seem to struggle to sell players, don't we? And I think this reflects badly on the board again. It's almost, what do you call it? Try before you buy, isn't it? Smalling, couldn't sell him, went on loan to Roma and now they want him. Pereira, can't sell him, but you try him and we pay some of the wages as well. Sanchez as well. I mean, it's worked out well with Smalling and Sanchez, so you say, well, it's going to work with Pereira. But to me, it would be a big red flag that we are paying people too much money because we can't offload them. You have to send them on a loan first. If these were good players in the first place, then people wouldn't want them on a loan. Tej says, love your content, Mark, and I'm 90% club too. On a serious note, what do you think of boycotting sponsors, as the Glazers definitely won't like it? I think it's too intricate. I think ultimately the only way you're going to resolve the problem with the Glazers is by having a united fan base. Not just the global fan base, the fan-going fan base, the Manchester United Supporters Trust. They would all have to do something that I just don't think they have an appetite to do. And I don't know why they don't have an appetite to do it, but I just don't think that they would do anything about it. And if they did do something about it, then I think you could come up with a plan of action as a united fan base to do something. But I don't think they would. I just don't think they would. I've never got the feeling that the hardcore home and away fans want to do something against the Glazers. I mean, maybe I'm misreading that, but would they want to do something because we don't get Sancho? I don't know. I'd love to think they would because I'd back it. But they're the most important people. If you want to make a statement, the most important people who can make a statement are the match-going fans, especially the home and away ones. The Manchester United Supporters Trust, who actually are linked in with the club. Those two things need to be together, and then everything else follows. But I've never seen them recently want to come out and do anything. I think they actually find the Glazers out Twitter generation a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. Did you see Rio's analysis of how Maguire does not support Lindelof? So it is a reason when Lindelof makes an error, Maguire is wrong position. Well, the Van, I've said this before. Maguire and Lindelof don't work. We should be looking at a centre-back. And this is why Sancho is so important, because Ollie wanted a centre-back and he's not going to get one. He wants Sancho. If they don't get him and they give him a crappy alternative, they've not backed him at all. They haven't given him the centre-back he wanted and they haven't given him the right winger he wanted. So how can he succeed? How can... The bottom line in all of this, and the reason you should be angry if they fuck this transfer window up, quite frankly, is how can you progress a team from third if you regress in the transfer market? You can't progress if you go backwards. And to me, if you go, there is no standing still in football. You don't end one season and go into the next season with the same team and have the same success. Very rarely. You've got to keep evolving. But we haven't evolved from last season yet. And we won't evolve without a centre-back, and we won't evolve without a star quality right winger. We'll just regress. And that's what will happen. If we did buy Jadon Sancho, it would be a massive boost because it's a massive statement signing. And I think United will do it because they know they need to do it. But if they did buy an Ismail Sarr, that's just a step back. The fans would know straight away this club is not ambitious. He is not the player that we needed to bring in. And Ollie, I think, would know his days are numbered. At some point in the near future, he will lose his job because it's just not a good enough signing and he hasn't got a centre-back. You could almost paper the cracks of the centre-back by bringing Jadon Sancho in, and it would do. But Russell Booth, welcome for the Members Club. Thank you for joining. Just something here that Manchester United believe that Dean Henderson is closing in on David De Gea's position as first choice goalkeeper. The battle is very tight, apparently. I mean, that's from the training ground. I think that's irrelevant. What news is that? I think that's totally irrelevant news. Again, I think that we're paying £500,000 a week for two goalkeepers, and I like Dean Henderson and I like David De Gea, but we're paying £500,000 a week, 140k a week on Dean Henderson and 350k a week on David De Gea. Two goalkeepers on £500,000 a week, and we can't get a centre-back or a right winger that we want. I mean, it's farcical. It really is absolutely farcical. And, we're meant to get excited about two goalkeepers fighting amongst each other. Well, maybe we should be getting excited because actually the goalkeeper could be very, very busy this year. But, why am I supposed to get excited about that for? Somebody tell me why am I supposed to get excited about that? It's with all due respect, I like goalkeepers, but it's it's irrelevant. We're 1 week out from the transfer window closing. In fact, we're virtually 1 week out. Another tweet from Fabrizio Romano. He says Roma are preparing a new bid to sign Chris Smalling from Manchester United on a permanent deal. Talks reopened with Manchester United. Smalling is pushing to leave and come back to Roma. And that in itself is hilarious. That's bloody hilarious. Chris Smalling is pushing for the move to Roma. And talks are only ongoing. This is the problem we have. A player at our football club is pushing for the move to get out of our football club. And yet players that we're trying to get in aren't pushing for the move. Like, why is Sancho not pushing for the move? Why is Tellez not pushing for the move? But Smalling is pushing for the move out of it. We're just crap at transfers. We don't know how to play it, do we? Maybe if we were offering Sancho, life-changing wages, he might push for the bloody move. I don't know. But, Harry Maguire didn't push for the move last summer. Wan-Bissaka didn't push for the move. I'm just going to be respectful and wait and let them play over the odds, Why is it when we buy players, people don't push for the move? I think the last one I remember that sort of was threatening to go on strike was Rojo. And really, he needn't have bothered. We don't seem to be able to get the player to push for the move publicly. And it would make things easier from our side. It definitely would. Tellez wants United. He is... No, to be fair, you're right. Tellez is pushing for the move. You are right. But it's really about... It's just I think it's the elongation of every bloody transfer that pisses me off. 6 weeks, well, it's longer than 6 weeks with Sancho, isn't it? Even Tellez has been going on for 2 weeks, and he's a player that wants to come. Do you think Pogba signing a new contract depends on if we get Sancho or not, says Jordan? So, to be honest with you, Pogba's new contract really shouldn't be a topic of conversation at the moment. Would you want to give Paul Pogba a 5-year contract on 350k a week at the moment? I think there's an element of risk from United to even do that. I want Pogba to stay and commit his future, and I think Pogba is struggling a bit at the moment with fitness, but I don't think we should be in any rush to sign Paul Pogba on a new contract anyway. But no, you're right. Paul Pogba may well not want to sign a contract based on what United do in this transfer window. Sarr is a good player who can develop into a world-class player, says Elliot Cole. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. But, you know, keep dreaming. Soon be bedtime. And there's loads of news coming in at the moment. It's really interesting. There's also an update from his chief football reporter for the Daily Mail, Sami Mokbel, who says that Man United are preparing to activate a one-year extension option in Paul Pogba's contract. United are yet to discuss a longer extension to his contract, but know they have a safety net of existing his current deal. So that's interesting, and United will do that. So Paul Pogba's out of contract next summer, but we have the option of another year, so we can basically turn it into a 2-year deal. But we will have to sit down and sort out either selling him next summer or getting a new contract. Happy birthday to my best mate Alex, says Stuart McKenzie. Happy birthday to Alex. So, summary. Manchester United have put a bid in for Alex Telles, according to The Guardian, around £12 million, and there's confidence that that deal will happen, even though Porto wants 18. United have apparently opened talks in relation to, this is coming from The Telegraph, or they've expressed an interest in Ismail Sarr, although in the same article it says United have refused to comment about it. Doesn't mean it's not true. This talk of a Sancho bid still continues. Mark, we need Sancho. To a lesser extent, you can see what quality players can make an impact. Thiago versus Chelsea and Jota v Arsenal. Boost needed, says Appy Oo. And yeah, look, loads and loads of things are going to happen. Of course they are. It's going to be a really busy week. I hope it's going to be a good week. I hope that we are going to shift some players out, and I hope that Jadon Sancho is going to happen like I think it is. But look, anything is possible. All bets are off, I suppose, and we'll have to wait and see what comes tomorrow morning on the 10 a.m. show. Why would he push for the move? Have you seen us play? I wish he would come, but if I was him, I wouldn't wait a year and see what other options are. Look, Leo Man United, I get what you're saying, but Jadon Sancho and footballers don't tend to look at the team that they're going to and go, oh, they lost to Palace, I better not come. His mind's been made up that he wants to come to Manchester United for a very, very long time. Jadon Sancho wanted to come to Manchester United back in March. So, you know, and that was before we had Bruno Pogba and that playing well in June. So, Jadon Sancho, as Fabrizio Romano said when he was on the show with us in March, it's not a problem. He loves Man United. He wants to come to Man United. So, Jadon Sancho ain't going to change his mind because, you know, Brighton hit the post a few times. He wants to come. That is known. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants him. United have got to get that deal done. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow with more. What will tomorrow bring? I want to go to bed on a positive. So I'm going to say, again, 90% sure that Jadon Sancho is coming to Manchester United. If they do the Sarr deal, they'll have to reap the whirlwind. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.